What if no more electricity? You wake up in your home and everything is dark. You assume it's nighttime, so you get up, walk to the window, and open the curtains. Sunlight streams in and you realize that it's the middle of the day, but the power is out. You check your phone, it's dead. You go into the kitchen to make some breakfast, but there's no power to the stove or the oven. You pour some cereal and then milk in a glass and eat it straight from the box. You have a few almonds for protein. You go outside and the whole neighborhood looks the same. No power to anyone's house. You walk down the street and see a group of people gathered around a flickering candle on top of someone's car. They're all staring at it like it's a new and fascinating invention. Someone mentions the word generator, but no one knows where to find one. You remember your Uncle Joe had one in his garage. His place is 2 blocks away. Maybe you can borrow it. When you get there, you find a crowd of people already waiting outside his house. When you finally get inside, you find an old gas-powered generator. It's connected to some sort of panel box. The people with you don't know how to operate it. You don't either, but you figure it out. You get the generator running and you plug in a couple of extension cords. You bring one back to your house and plug in your fridge so your food doesn't go bad. You take another one to your neighbor's house who has a baby and needs to power a fan to keep the baby calm. The rest of the day passes without incident. People are pretty much used to the power going out every once in a while. They pull out their battery-powered lanterns and head home for the night. You sit by your window and listen to the crickets. You think about how nice it would be if the power came back on. You miss your air conditioner. In the morning, people start to panic. The local grocery store doesn't open because there's no power to the refrigeration units. Soon, people are running out of food and water. Days turn into weeks. The lucky people have generators and they use them to power their fridges. The less fortunate are not so lucky. The stores are completely empty. People are getting desperate. You meet up with your neighbors and they tell you that they're heading out into the countryside to try and find fresh food. You join them and you all walk several miles to a local farm. You find fresh vegetables and fruit and maybe some eggs. You take what you need but leave some for the others. On the way back, you see a family of deer grazing in a field. You take this as a sign that nature is healing and we can all live in harmony without electricity. A few days later, you hear gunshots in the distance. People are starting to get pretty desperate. You decide to venture into the city to see what's going on. As you approach the city center, you see that several buildings are on fire. People are running around in the streets screaming and looting the stores. You stay out of the city and head to the outskirts to look for food. You find a farmer's market and take whatever you can carry back to your neighborhood. At night, you hear screams in the forest. You're pretty sure it's just animals, but you're not sure. People are starting to lose their minds. You try to keep busy during the day so you don't think about how alone and helpless you are. At night, you huddle with your neighbors around a fire trying to keep warm. One night, someone mentions the word EMPE, which stands for electromagnetic pulse. For those of you who don't know what an EMP is, it's basically a device that can be used to destroy all the electronics in a certain area. It's like a real-life virus. Whoever set it off is now our enemy. You need to find shelter. The underground bunker is your best option. It's 195 feet below ground and large enough to fit 120 people. There's enough food and water to last several months. There's even an elevator. It's powered by a solar panel on the roof. You bring your most valuable items with you, assuming you'll be staying for a while. As you descend into the bunker, you see hundreds of people already there. There are cots set up in rows and everyone is carrying a backpack. One of the people tells you that each person was given 24 hours to pack and bring as much as they could. You weren't able to bring much with you. You only have your phone charger, a pair of binoculars, and a book on how to build a solar power system. A woman with a clipboard asks you where you got that from. You tell her you found it in your basement. She says that everyone will be given a chance to share their skills with the group. Tonight is your night. Everyone gathers around as you talk about how to build a solar power system. This is how humanity rebuilds itself. One skill, one conversation, one interaction at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.